welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. My name is Tammy. Welcome if you're new. On this channel we do DIYs, wood signs, and there's always tons of laughter. Today I have a super awesome video for you, so I can't wait for you to see it. Let's go ahead and get right into the video. So hopping right into this, we're going to take some IOD molds. Some of these are from last year and then some are from this year. I'm using my cornstarch to put inside my mold so that my clay does not stick and easily comes out. I've done several videos using these. I will attach some of them in the description box because I'm not going to go too into detail on this. So after that, I'm going to grab my paper clay. And I want to tell you guys, I've tried the air dry clay from IOD. And now I've tried this one, which is a paper clay. And after opening this paper clay and storing it, I will say that it stores a lot better than the air dry clay. Like, this stuff feels just like the first time that I opened the bag versus my air dry clay, which I have tried several different things to keep it like nice and like moldable. And it always gets super stiff and I have to wet it and rework it. This stuff, completely different. However, I will say the paper clay is very like sticky. You can see it sticking all over my hands. So wanted to put that out there if you were thinking about trying, different options. They both have their pros and cons. I will also say that the paper clay is a little flexible after it dries, which is a bonus. So now that, I'm like, am I making more? Yeah, I'm rolling more here, okay? I didn't know what I was gonna use. I have been inspired by I think it's called Provincial Farmhouse. I'll link her YouTube down below. She does a lot of layering with her molds, and I thought to myself, like, man, I haven't been doing enough with these. Like, so many possibilities. So that's why I made like quite a few. Right now, I'm taking them out of the silicone mold while they are still wet and flexible. You can see how easy these are coming out. They are absolutely beautiful. This is last year's mold. You could possibly still find it on Etsy or by going to IOD and finding a retailer near you. All right, so you can see right here, I'm using fencing that I had left over from making pumpkins, and I am trying my hand at layering the molds. And I'm just going to use the Type Bond wood glue. I will say that I wish I would have used my Star Bond, because when this dried overnight, the molds kind of lifted off the wood. But I don't also know that could have been just the paper clay and the way it dries when it's wet. So if you guys know, please let me know down in comments. I am trying all of this out. Like, I'm new to molds and everything, so I'm learning every single time that I do this. So I am happy to learn from you guys. So you can see I just kind of layered them on top of each other. Then I'm going to add this Christmas tree. I totally thought I was taking this somewhere completely different. And then once I started painting and waxing it, I ended up leaving it. And you guys will see. Sorry, you guys will see. Okay, for the second piece of fence, I am going to take all these 3 different Christmas tree sizes, and I wanted it to look like the Christmas trees were getting further away in the background. So that was like my thought process behind. No, get off the couch, off the couch. Oh, you guys, this is life. I'm sorry, I'm not starting over. And then I'm going to add a couple sizes of snowflakes here. Now, the fun part, bringing this to life. I am taking just White by Waverly, and I am using a chip brush. I love using a chip brush when I use molds because the bristles on these brushes just get in all of those nooks and crannies and details on these pieces. So I'm going to do the front, and then I make sure to get the sides. I'm also going to paint the one on the left white as well. What we're going to do different with them is use different color waxes. I just wanted to see the different looks that we would get using these. So for this one, I am first coating both of them with clear wax by DIY. This is going to help the colored wax be a little bit more movable, and you'll see what I'm talking about next. So I'm going to take the dark wax that we all have come to love from DIY, and I'm going to brush a healthy amount on that. You want to get more on your molds than you do the flat surface. And then I am going to take a paper towel and I'm going to start wiping that excess off. So this is where that clear wax comes in handy. It's allowing me to move this dark wax and wipe the excess off. And you can see how the dark wax sits in all of those beautiful details. Well, for me, that wasn't enough. So I went in with more dark wax, like up under the tree branches, and then I wiped it away again. And look at how beautiful this is. Oh my word. Now with this one, we are using a gray wax. My girl sent this to me from Canada, so I don't know where you can find it. I will try and remember to leave the name of it if you do live in Canada. So I am brushing this one on, and then again, we are going to use the paper towel, wipe that excess off. Now I'm going to take these little baby eye hooks. The wood was soft enough just to push these on in. I string some twine through them, and that is it for these. These are absolutely gorgeous. The details in them, the texture from the wood is gorgeous. There's just like a story to them. I don't know. They look beautiful, whimsical, vintage. These will probably be on my website for purchase. I haven't decided if I could let go of them or not. All right. This next one is super easy. We are taking, I think this is a 12 by 12. It was already cut on a shelf in my garage. I'm going to say it's a 12 by 12. And I'm taking Crimson Red by Waverly. I'm going to paint the front, the back, the sides, all that stuff. Now I'm taking the IOD Christmas transfers and I am going to cut the image out that I want. Now, I've told you guys many times, I get my IOD products from Bonda at thepaintedheirloom.com. If you are unable to find something that you want on her website, then you could always go to ironorchid.com and find a retailer near you that might have these. So you guys have seen me use the transfers. You place it on, it has a little bit of tack. You take your scraper tool and you start scraping and lifting at the same time. After you're done, you're going to be left with this beautiful image. You take the carrier sheet and then you are going to kind of buff it to make sure that it's on your piece of wood. Now I'm taking this Santa stamp. This is from last year. I'm sorry, but I had to use it. And I'm taking my white ink, also from IOD, and I'm placing Santa Claus on here. Now, when I took it off, it's so weird because up close, I couldn't tell. I was like, I can't tell this is Santa Claus. It didn't come out vivid to me. So you see, but from far away, like looking at it now, I'm like, oh, you could clearly make out that Santa. Well, at the time I was like, nope. So I put black ink on the stamp and then layered it on top of the white. I use this brayer, but I prefer using my hands to rub the stamp down. It almost though made it look like an etched in like Santa Claus. My daughter knew exactly what it was, so I was like, okay, it works. Now I'm taking these stamps. I did get a new font in stamps. These come with uppercase and lowercase letters. I will leave the link for these down in the description box. I love this font. It's like a courier font, like super classic. And I'm going to take my kitchen mat. I'm going to be using the white ink for this one. And so you guys know IOD has several colors, white, red, green. They have a yellow, a blue, a gray. So they have several ink colors to choose from on the website. So I'm going to rub those on. I'm not going to make you guys watch me do every single one. I am going to stamp out Better Not Pout. I put a sawtooth hanger on the back of this and spray it with clear matte by Rust-Oleum. Since it is a sign, it's not going to be touched. And this is how it turned out. Let me know what you guys think. I love how the Santa Claus looks etched in there, doesn't he? I like it. And I don't know why. I felt like putting Better Not Pout. Let me know what you think down in the comments. All right, my friends, I hope you're enjoying this video. I think you guys know how excited I've been with like the molds, the transfers, wood signs, I mean, everything. I have definitely created like a vibe this entire holiday season around wood signs, and I don't particularly know why, but it's something that makes me happy right now. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I wanted to reference too that these videos have been a little bit longer, like the DIYs are stretched out a little bit more, because I'm really trying to teach you guys or inform you of the different things that I'm trying, my opinions on it, and things like that. So if you think that the videos need to start getting sped up again, like I did in the past, let me know. If you think this is, you know, a great happy medium for you guys to work along with me and really learn, then let me know that too in comments. You guys know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this channel, then make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. It's an absolutely free way that you could help me here on YouTube. It lets YouTube know that you're enjoying my content and they're more likely to share it with other people. Make sure to go check out my website for all SVG files for purchase. I also do shirts and flannels, but those will get restocked once I get into the new house. With that said, you guys, let's go ahead and get back into the rest of the DIYs. Now I found these beauties, 4 of them for $5.99 at Savers. 2 of them I'm gonna sand, 2 of them I'm gonna leave as is. You guys, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. So trying amazing resin out for the first time. It cures within 10 minutes. It has 2 parts and it's so easy. It's just equal parts bottle A to B. You mix it for about 40 seconds. You'll feel that it kind of gets like, you could feel the warmth of it in the cup. I do recommend getting paper cups though versus this. This is a laundry detergent cup. And after you mix it, you pour it in your mold. And you guys, I wanted to literally pour every single mold I've ever gotten from IOD because this was so easy. Like I said though, I am going to get paper cups just because it's going to be easier to kind of like bend them and get them in the little details. And another thing is go with a little less as you start coming to the tops of the mold, because as it firms up, look at this, already turning white. Of course, this is sped up, but like when they said 10 minutes on the box, it literally only took 10 minutes. But like I was saying, once they start firming up, they kind of create a little like roundness or something to the back of it that puffs up. So to keep it flat, don't go too far up as you're pouring those molds. But this is amazing. And then as I pop them out, I am ecstatic. This was so satisfying. The details, I mean, you see the details with the clay, but the details with this was just out of the world. The only negative is you can only use these on things that you're going to be doing with a flat surface. So you obviously can't put this like on a bowl or a can or anything like that that has a curved surface. So only flat. So after that, we are going to grab these, I guess they would just be wall decor maybe. And I am getting some of this vintage scrapbook paper. This is just a Christmas packet from Hobby Lobby. I am pressing down around the circle, and then I'm going to cut that scrapbook paper out. I will apply Mod Podge directly to my piece, and then I will apply it to the top of the scrapbook paper as well, and then I will hit it with my heat gun to hurry up that drying process. Now I'm going to take my molds. I'm using vintage green for my bow. I do 2 layers, and then I am going to put hazelnut on the bell. I thought it was a nice way of getting like a gold look without going metallic. Now, of course, I take my gold wax, and you guys, you would never know that this bell had so much detail until you put wax over it, because the top of this has, look at that. You would have never known that it had those beautiful details up there. So I put the gold wax on the bell, and then I put it on the bow as well. I mean, why not? It's Christmas. Let's make everything shiny. And now I'm going to use my Star Bond glue and attach that. I will say, I hope that this holds up, because the bow really only had that little top notch of the bell to hold on to. This layering would have probably done better wet, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to do the same thing with the paper for this next one, except I used a craft knife and it was way easier to do it that way. Mod Podge. And for this one, we are going to use this beautiful snowflake. This is out of their new mold. I'm going to use Cashew by Waverly, and then we are going to go back in with that dark wax. Y'all, this looks so vintage after I'm done. I love it. So I put a heavy amount. I am making sure I get into all the details. Then I'm going to take my paper towel. And you know what? This time I didn't use the clear wax and it still moved around pretty well. But you could see the right side I wiped versus the left side with the dark wax. So you can see like that difference of wiping it down. Now I'm going to take my accelerator and spray it on. This just helps that star bond to like automatically adhere and not move around. Okay, these you guys ended up being my absolute favorite. This color, everything is my vibe right now. And if my kids were older and out of the house, I'd be basing all of my Christmas decor off of this. So the two that I sanded down in the middle, I am going to paint with ink by Waverly. I only have to do one coat and then I'm going to let that dry. Now I'm going to take my bird molds and I am also going to paint those black. I'm going to paint both of them black. Again, just one coat. Now I'm going to take the brush with the gold wax and I'm going to brush these on. Now you guys have seen me use my finger every time I've used these, but I didn't want to just get the top of the mold. I wanted to get in all of the details. This looks blurry, I'm sorry, of the birds. So that's why I chose to use this stencil brush so that I could get it everywhere. And then again, using that Star Bond glue, after like 5 minutes of trying to find where I wanted to place these, I stick those. Oh my gosh, you guys, are these not so gorgeous? Oh, I want to do like a whole mirror in these. I don't know. And then I brush the excess just so you get a little shimmer on that black paint. And then for our watch, of course, I had to do the same thing. I painted it black. I put the gold wax on top of it, glued it, and this actually matched like the top of this wood piece. And then I dusted some of the gold on there, and this is how they turned out. These are so stunning, and look at what a great way of taking something at the thrift store that was so outdated and giving it new life. I am absolutely obsessed with them. I might put these on my website. The Bell one, I just don't know if it would make it through shipping. And then these two I might keep for myself. I need to stop keeping things for myself, but look at how gorgeous and detailed those are. Whew. Oh boy. Okay. This one's a wood round. I wasn't filming when I painted it, but y'all know how to paint a wood round. I'm using my sponge roller. I did the front and the sides. For some reason, I didn't paint the back. You guys know I always paint the back, but I didn't, but that's okay. Now I'm taking my transfers from IOD. This is huge. This is an 18-inch round, y'all, and you can see how well this wreath fits on here. It's stunning. So I am just trying to find the placement. These meet up so well. There's no hard work in this. We're going to take them off of their carrier sheet after I'm done finding the placement. And like I said, they have a little bit of tack to them. So once you peel them from the carrier sheet, you just kind of smooth it down and it'll attach. And then you get your scraper tool and you'll start scraping those out. And as I'm doing mine, I like to scrape. Is scrape the right word? I don't know. And I like to lift as I go, because that way I know if something isn't attached to my wood, that I could just put that carrier sheet back down and rub a little harder, and then it'll transfer on to my piece. I also want to note that I did not put any clear coat on this like I've done before. And I actually think that the transfers do better without the clear coat down, but that is just my opinion. You do you. All right, now moving on, you can see these match up so beautifully. I mean, these sisters, they just they have thought of everything. They are so, so talented. You guys, you need to go check out the website and see everything. It's gorgeous. Then taking this beautiful cardinal, I'm going to apply that right there. And then this is where I'm like, okay, it needs something in the middle, but I didn't want to go like crazy big with text because I wanted the focus to be the cardinal. So I decided to take this Merry Christmas. It is from last year's transfer book. But then I was like, oh, is this too small? Does it look like an afterthought? I put a couple like other pieces by it just to make it look a little bit more like full, I guess you can say. But let me know what you think. I just didn't want to overcrowd it, but then I kind of think maybe it looks like an afterthought. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Then I'm taking my Spar Urethane water base. I'm going to give it 2 coats on the front and the back. I decided to use Spar Urethane because I'm like, I don't know if somebody that buys this is going to want to use it on the front door or if it'll be inside, so better safe than sorry. I use Spar Urethane. So this one will be available on my website, and I promise you guys the shipping costs have nothing to do with me. I make no profit off of it. That is what UPS is charging us. Okay? Okay. All right. And this is how, and I'm sorry, I also didn't film it, but I applied D hooks to the back just like I do with all my other wood rounds so that you can hang it on a door, a wall, whatever you would like. And I think this turned out beautiful. I only did 1 coat of that white chalk paint because I still wanted to see the wood grain. There are spots where like a little bit, like right there under the Christmas wood showing through. So you guys, I hope that these DIYs inspired you. I hope they made you smile, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. And I can't wait to be back here on Saturday with you. Have a good one. Bye. Edward Scissorhands. What are you looking at, fool? Huh? What are you looking at? Don't wag your tail at me. Don't do it. Don't. Oh, dang it. I know. Okay. Let's not slap around me. Let me get this done. Can you move over? No, you're gonna get me dirty. All you're doing is stretching on me. And okay, I have stuff on my lips. Okay. You drooled on me. Sorry about my background. I'm starting to take things down. I'm starting to take things down. It doesn't look like I took anything down except a sign. Okay.